So what that means to say is you need to position yourself so that you come in contact with the people that can help take you to your destination, who can possibly give you a ride, who can possibly are already going the same place you're trying to go. That's why I use this hitchhiker. Find people that are already going where you want to go. Find people that have been there. Maybe this person has already been where this guy is going and he's just returning. And he's trying to get there for the first time, but he's returning. So, in other words, what we're trying to say using this type of analogy is position yourself around and with people who are already on the road to financial freedom, or already have achieved financial freedom, or already on the road to prosperity, or have already achieved prosperity. Position yourself around those people and start to network with the people that are going to help you to get where you want to go. And there are lots of ways you can do that. There are magazines, there are trade journals that deal with business and entrepreneurship. And if that is the vehicle that you're going to use to take yourself towards financial freedom, and you've already made your mind up that that's how you're going to do it, then it would stand to reason that you need to start becoming a part of that community. And there are communities. Just like there are negative communities, there are positive communities. There's a community that exists for any and everything you can think about. So why not start reading the magazines like Entrepreneurs magazine? Look at entrepreneurs.com, and or you can go to any supermarket or drugstore and find that magazine. It's an excellent magazine. I've been reading it for many years. Yeah, there's salesman's opportunities, there's income opportunities, there's all types of magazines out there. There's online blogs, there's websites, there's and things like that. There's Facebook groups that deal with business and entrepreneurships. You'll start making those type of connections, hobnobbing, networking, and communicating with the people that are already going where you want to go and have already been where you want to go and are already at the top of their game. That's what you need to do. Position yourself. Another thing you can do on a local, offline basis is to join your local chamber of commerce. And some of them are better than others, especially in larger cities. You're going to have Chamber of Commerce clubs that consist of some of the top business people in your community or in your locale. And you can become a part of that, even as a home-based business, as an entrepreneur, as a wannabe entrepreneur. Join the local Chamber of Commerce. The meetings are generally free to go to, and oftentimes there is a membership due if you want to become a member. I would encourage you to become a member, because a lot of the things I'm going to talk about later on these various modules have to do with you having the right hookups and the right connections that can really make a tremendous difference. A lot of big business is done simply on an informal basis by people that basically have something in common. They network together. You can become a part of that networking. It's not that hard to do if you speak the same language. And if your head is in the right place, regardless of if you're a young person right out of high school or college or whatever it might be, even if you're very young and inexperienced, older people in particular will have the utmost respect for you as a person, because you're trying to do what they are doing. And you're trying to network with them. You're trying to learn. Humble yourself and be willing to learn from other people, work with other people. You'd be surprised of all the opportunities that will open up for you. They just come out the woodwork. Things you never thought about, things you never imagined, opportunities you never foresaw, didn't even know existed. They will oftentimes be handed to you literally on a silver platter. There are also real estate investment clubs. You can join those. Even if you don't own any real estate and you're not sure about real estate, join Real Estate Investment Club. There are investment seminars for people that are investing. There are investment clubs and networks and things like that. There are online investment forums. There are meetings and workshops that are held all the time, and you can become a part of that world. You can become a part of that universe. Just make up your mind that's what you're going to do. And as you start networking, the easiest way to do it is to start doing it online. Find the forums, find the meetings, things like that. You can go to meetup.com. You can even start a meetup.com, which is a group that meets on a regular basis locally to deal with the things that you're interested in. Now, there are also blogs on the internet. You can look them up, go to google.com, just start doing your own due diligence. Look for entrepreneurs forums. Meetups.com, I told you about that. Take classes. And if you like to travel like I do, or, I'm not saying travel just for this reason, but because I do travel a lot, I'm going to tell you, you'll meet some of the finest people ever just by traveling, especially if you're social and sociable and talk to other people. You'd be surprised. I mean, that's just a way that you can come and hobnob with and come in contact with a lot of very, very successful people who can help you to get you where you want to go, or may already be where you want to be, regardless of what it is you want to do or what your vehicle is, whether it's making films, producing films, investing in real estate, starting a particular type of business, doing marketing, or becoming a product developer like I am. Whatever it is you want to do, an author, a writer, a filmmaker, it doesn't matter. Start networking with the people that are in the position to assist you. A quality associations. That's what you want to do. You want to associate with quality people. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to encourage you, admonish you strongly, drop the dead weight. What are the dead weight? The dead weight starts with your excuses. The excuses you have for not being all you can be or doing all that you can do and should do. And the dead weight is also the associations that are opposite of everything I've been talking about. If they're not going the same place you're going, if they're not on the same direction, the same path, and they don't understand it, and all they do is give you negativity and talk bad about what you're doing, and they have the negative thought process, they poison your mind and your brain with all of their toxic negative waste. You need to drop it. You need to drop them because if you're not influencing them in a positive way, they're probably influencing you in a negative way. So you can take that for what it is, take it or leave it, but that's some very powerful advice that most people unfortunately would not take because they're so freaking insecure. So, next. Due diligence. Now, this is a module that really doesn't belong here. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because, and you're not going to get what I'm saying because I actually made this for something else. So, in other words, this is the equivalent of a typo. This is a mistake. But anyway, I'm going to go through it anyway. Due diligence. Understand the details. Look over all docs. Get legal representation if needed. Compare deals and opportunities. Don't do too many deals at once. Treat your credit like the valuable asset that it is. Know the principles. Get their info. Verify the details of any deal, ownership, entity status, etc. So what I'm talking about in that particular module is the ability, and that's another thing that I teach, to not only establish and create excellent credit, but to use that excellent credit to basically create sustainable income using nothing but your credit. Okay, using nothing but your credit, becoming a part of business opportunities that you will come in contact with by doing the other things I admonish you to do, such as the networking. That's one of the reasons you're going to do that, because you will begin to come in contact with people that are real estate developers and investors and entrepreneurs and business owners and things like that. And oftentimes they will need what are called credit partners. And that is someone that has an excellent FICO score, excellent credit score, to help them to get the business financing that they need. If I would encourage you and admonish you to do a little bit of research into business credit and corporate financing and all of that, and you will begin to see that there are a tremendous number of opportunities out there for you. And if you did the very first thing I advised you to do, which had to do with working on your credit, that's why we're doing things systematically. That's why I'm showing you a road that will ultimately take you where you want to go, where you want to be, which is financially free. That's why I'm doing it like this. So that's why we started with your credit. When you do all of this networking and meeting up and things like that, if you have nothing going for yourself, even if you had a minimum wage job, but you have a 800 FICO credit score, you go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. I don't encourage you to do this because without the proper training, you're not going to have the slightest clue about what you're doing, and you might make some big mistakes. But I'm just going to say this. If you were to go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, a real estate investment club, investment forums, anything like that, entrepreneurs forums, and stand up and say, look, I don't know much. In fact, you could do the Forrest Gump thing. I'm not a very smart man, but I got an 800 FICO credit score. So if any of y'all need my help, you help me, I'll help you. I just want to make some money. I guarantee you will get more offers and opportunities than you could imagine if it's a big enough meeting. Because this is a common thing. Oftentimes people, like I said, I can show you how to become a credit partner on major real estate developments, because a lot of times the people that they might have good credit themselves, but you can only do so much. People that are movers and shakers, willing and dealing, doing all types of business transactions, oftentimes they need to bring in credit partners, and sometimes we're talking about six-figure deals where you don't even necessarily have to understand all the ins and outs. You just are bringing your credit to the table. That's the main asset you're bringing, is your credit to the table. Okay, and that's why on this module I talk about, now it's going to begin to make sense to you. That's why I put this here. Due diligence. Understand the details with any deal you get involved in. Look around the documentation. Get legal representation if needed. We're talking about opportunities to do credit partner deals and things like that. Compare your deals and opportunities. Don't do too many deals at once. Treat your credit like the valuable asset that it is. Know the principals and get their info. Verify the details of any deal, ownership, entity, status, etc. Bottom line is, with nothing going for yourself other than an excellent credit, you could conceivably create monthly income of several $1,000s a month, or as much as $100,000 in a year, basically by just being a credit partner on real estate and business investment deals and things like that. I can actually show you some examples of that, but like I said, this is not an exhaustive discourse. It's just a treatise. It's just a treatment. I'm just going to go through it very quickly. I'm not giving you all the ins and outs. Don't think I am. Don't go in and do anything stupid. Just go along for the ride. That's it. Next is investing in income producing assets. Okay, so that's one of the things. You have some type of an income. You've established excellent credit. You created $50,000 to $100,000 worth of available credit. Now, what are you going to do with it? Okay, what are you going to do with it? You got the available credit, and like I said, if you set aside $1,000 a month to make payments for 1 year, you've got 1 year to start making your own $1,000 a month with the $88,000 that you have left. There's a lot that you could do. Investing in income producing assets. One of my videos talks in detail. A lot of people say it's one of the best they've seen on the subject of investing in ATM machines or starting a business, being an ATM machine vendor. Okay, and it's really not that difficult. The primary thing about ATM vending is just like any other vending. The primary thing is location, location, and location. So basically what I encourage people to do is you find your locations before you do anything else. That is the key critical thing, because you could buy an ATM machine like this for, let's just say you invest a couple of grand into an ATM machine and then it's sitting in your garage. Why would you do that? Let it sit in someone else's garage and keep your money in your wallet or in your bank. And if you are financing it, then why would you commit yourself to start making payments on investment that you made when you made that investment prematurely? There's no need to do that. Find your locations first. There's a lot of business that you can have you can pretty much guarantee your success if you play it smart. And before you start tying up your money, your resources, or anything else, you make sure that you know it's going to rent. It's sort of like, since we do have an image here of a house for rent, let's say that somebody was selling this house. And let's say it's an older house and it's a serious don't wanter. It's a for sale by owner. He's a motivated seller. And let me give some numbers everybody can relate to. Let's just say that this house was going for, let's just say $200,000. And let's say houses, well, you know, I'm gonna break it down because I know you can get houses these days for a lot less than that. Let's just say it's going for $100,000. And it's for sale. And let's just say that you know that you can rent a house like that for $1,500. And let's say that you know you can create a situation where you can buy the house and set it up to where your payments, your principal, interest, taxes, insurance, everything, are as low as $900 a month. But you can rent it for $1,500, which means you're going to have a $600 per month positive cash flow. Okay? So let's say your entire intent was to purchase this house and then rent it out. Well, what if you could get someone to actually sign the lease and give you the deposit to rent the house even before you buy it? That's what we're talking about when we're talking about ATM vending or any other type of business where basically you can find the locations, you can actually get a contract for the locations before you even invest in the machine. That is smart thinking.